I just want to thank you for letting me do this interview in advance, and you can go ahead and say who you are.
Thank you for asking me. I'm Fred Roberts, and I'm pastor of Ocean View Methodist Church.
Okay, well, let's get started with question number 1. What is your vision for your church and the community?
Well, number one, I know that this community is going to continue to grow. I know that there are not that many people who are active in church. So the goal is to reach those people with the love of God in Christ, and that's going to be a full-time job. I'm only 2 years away from retirement, so I'm trying to help the church get ready to not only change, pastors at some point, but to have everything up and running and ready, and everybody knowing how to bring love to the lost.
How are you working towards this vision?
We are doing a vision team, as a matter of fact, that your mom and dad have helped with. They sure have. And don't edit that out. I want to see the teacher react to that. And so we're looking at everything. We're looking at, do we need more staff? Do we need more rooms? Do we need better approaches to things? Do we need different types of programs? What is it that really people out in the community need? And it might not be that our church alone could help them, but it might be that all the churches together in the area could help, and it might take a partnership with the community, and might take a partnership with businesses. But so we're doing a lot of planning right now. That should be finished at the end of this summer, and we'll see what comes out of that process.
Okay. How do you define praise and worship?
I love the words, first of all. And most of the time they're used, together. But to me, there's a bit of a difference between them. And because I think of praise, I think of myself or people, lifting ourselves up to God. My hands are raised because, I feel like what's happening is I am focusing in praise on who God is. And the wonder of that, and the majesty of that, and the beauty of who God is something that just lifts us up out of ourselves. And a lot of times it could be, in a praise language even. It could be in song. It could be in music. All of that is involved in praise. But praise ought to lead us also to worship. And when I think about worship, I think about the places in both the Old and the New Testaments when it said so-and-so, knelt down or got down to worship him, particularly Jesus. So they're actually bowing down or bending over or on the ground, bowing for who God is, who Jesus is. So worship has more to do with, okay, wow, here I am in the presence of God, and I'm just not worthy. I am just so different compared to this wonderful, loving God. I have to just submit. I have to bow down. So praise should lead to worship. And worship, in my book, never stops.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. How has your church changed in the past 10 years?
10 years, okay. During that time, we built the new sanctuary, including these offices where we are right now, and have added staff and went through the big crisis of everybody's money from 2008, 9, 10, and then things started getting better. So church is still growing in its membership, and we're having a lot of fun. We're doing a lot of good things, and the people are involved in mission here. So has it changed? It's more grown. It's more like it always has been, but there's more of it.
Okay, and this is the last question. What makes your church special?
God. That may sound funny, but a lot of us here believe that God got here first, even before the church was organized way back in 1957. The Native Americans used to gather here every spring, and we know that because we got some amateur archaeologists in our church, and they found what are called shell middens that are just huge piles of oyster shells. And they used to come and gather and drink Yopon tea to cleanse themselves spiritually and eat oysters. So it's like they were worshiping the Great Spirit before we ever got here. And one thing that has been consistent, when people talk about Ocean View, they talk about love and they talk about mission. And so that's always been here. We've had pastors come back after 30 years, and there wouldn't be anybody here that remembered them. But their comment was, the love is still here. So it's just a feeling of closeness to God, and that does make it special.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me do this interview with you.
My pleasure, and good luck next year.
Thank you.